I feel like I look like very much mom vibes today, and I don't know how I feel about it, but Curtis really likes it. My friends, it's 7:40 in the morning and I'm gonna be baking cookies because I'm going to a cookie exchange today. I told you guys about this yesterday. I'm gonna be making a vegan gluten-free recipe just because it's one that sounds good. My sister sent it to me recently. It only has like 4 ingredients, I wanna say, 5 ingredients if you add salt, which they said is optional, but I'm gonna do. My sister sent it to me because she's vegan. Curtis is allergic to eggs, so she thought it would be a good recipe for me to try because she and her husband have been loving them. And I thought I would make them for the cookie exchange because they sounded good. They use like almond flour. They'll be a little bit different. I can add some different toppings to them. So I'm excited to show you that. First thing I'm gonna do is preheat the oven, and the oven goes to 350, and then I'm gonna start to combine our ingredients. So welcome back to the story of like Lily has no kitchen supplies. You guys, it's hard moving across the country because I used to have like a whole kitchen full of things, and majority of it was like some of my mom's old stuff because she has so many kitchen things that she just had extras of everything and she gave them to me. Obviously, when I moved here in like 3 suitcases, none of it fit, so I just kind of got rid of a lot of it, and then I don't know, I just haven't been buying my own stuff. So I was thinking about this while lying in bed. I'm going to be mixing these ingredients in a pot instead of a bowl because I have no large baking bowl, so no judgment, okay? So first thing you're gonna wanna do is grab your pot or your bowl and then your ingredients. And we're gonna start with almond flour, coconut sugar, baking powder, and salt, okay? All of our dry ingredients. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna double the recipe. I might even triple it. I'm gonna double it first and just see how much it makes because the recipe says it only makes 10 cookies and I want a lot more than that, but I might just try to make them like small and cute. So it says to start with 1 cup of almond flour, using this almond flour. Got it from Sprouts, but I'm gonna use 2. Luckily, I do have measuring tools. Those things fit in a suitcase. So it says that the almond flour, the recipe says that it's better to weigh the almond flour. And if you're going to measure it like with a cup, just make sure you don't pack it in, like do it very lightly. So I'm actually, instead of scooping it, I'm gonna like pour it and not pack it down. You know what I mean? I've never cooked with almond flour before. It looks a little bit different than regular flour, but let's see. I think what's cool about these cookies too is that they could be, I mean, you could totally make these easily like keto as well. I bet, I don't know if coconut sugar counts as keto, but you could probably use like a different type of sweetener and then like, boom, you're done because you're already using almond flour. All right, so 2 cups of that. They're already vegan, they're already gluten-free, pretty cool. And then it says 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar. So since I'm doubling, I'm gonna do 6. Aren't these cute? These came from a FabFitFun box 1 month. They're like rose gold colored. I think they're pretty. It says perfect for baking and beverages. I've never used coconut sugar either. Here we go. So all of these ingredients were like a little bit more expensive, I would say, than like a regular sugar or regular flour, but I feel like it'll be worth it. 1, I'm sorry you guys can't see this. I should put the camera somewhere different, but I'm not going to. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just gonna put a little extra because some of those tablespoons weren't completely full. Boom. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, which is what I needed to have Instacarted to me last night. More coffee. So, baking powder. I've never seen it come in this cute of a little can. It's like very on brand and bright. 1/2 teaspoon, so instead I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon. Wow, I haven't baked in so long. I miss baking. I've never been like super into cooking, but I always really enjoyed baking. My mom likes cooking too, but she always was a big baker, and that's what I used to like to help her do. All right, and then we're gonna do, it says 1/8 teaspoon of salt. So I only have like the salt grinder, so I'm really just gonna like crack it in there. Then we are just going to, let me see if I can show you guys this, right? Just gonna whisk it. I also was like laying awake in bed at like 4 a.m. this morning, feeling panicked all of a sudden because I'm like, oh my God, I don't have a mixer for the cookies. Like, what am I gonna do? I don't even have a handheld one. Like, am I gonna need to like go to the grocery store super early and like buy a mixer? I'm stressing out. I'm like, Lily, you have a whisk. You can just whisk it. But in my mind, I'm like, but what if they turn out like a different texture, the wrong consistency? And so then I just like looked at the recipe online and it was like, use a whisk. So all that worrying for nothing. We've got this going on. It actually looks really pretty. I really like the color because of the like the darker hue of the coconut sugar and the almond flour. Pretty. Okay, and then the recipe says 2 tablespoons of water, so I'm gonna do 4. Here we have it. I'm just gonna whisk it all up. Got something like this. Wow, it actually looks really good, you guys. I'm amazed at how little water that took to make it like a dough consistency. You know how usually you add like butter and milk and all sorts of like more wet ingredients and eggs to cookie dough? This like made the same consistency just with what we use. So, whoa, that's actually so good. I understand why I use the almond flour now because it definitely has like a little bit of that nutty taste. These are gonna be so good. So my plan is I'm gonna like make them all different flavors. I have chocolate chips, I have some raspberry jam, I have little pecans. So I'm gonna make like little tiny ones. I'm gonna put different things in each of them. So I will show you. Next thing I'm gonna do is like make them into little balls and put them on the baking sheet. Seriously is so yummy. If you lick your fingers and you're baking for other people, make sure you wash your hands again. And if you have claws like me before and after, make sure you like wash underneath the nails because the cookie dough will get into them. So this only made, I mean, you just saw, but it made 12 cookies. So I guess like the recipe said that this would have made 20. So I don't know if I was supposed to make them a lot smaller, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see how they expand. I'm not really sure what to expect. But what I want to do with this first batch, because I think I'm going to make like 2, like 1, at least probably 2 more batches of this. I'm going to try them each in the 3 different types of cookies that I wanted to try. So one, I'm going to do thumbprints. Actually, all of them I'm going to do thumbprints. You just press your thumb down, oven's preheated, and then they turn out kind of like that so that you can put stuff in them. So for one row, I'm gonna put the raspberry preserves. One, I'm gonna do pecans, and one I'm going to do chocolate chips. So I think for the chocolate chips, I'm gonna do it like how my mom does. She makes these really good Christmas cookies. They're called Nana Kisses, and they're not like the peanut butter kind that you usually put like Hershey's Kisses in. There's something different that my dad's mom, I guess, used to make. And she just puts the thumbprint in before, and then after the cookies come out, like while they're still warm, she presses the Hershey's Kiss in so it doesn't melt in the oven. So I'm gonna do that with the chocolate chips, I think. But for the jam, I'm gonna put it in, and I think for the pecans, I'm just gonna put it in now. So let's see how that all goes. And I figure I'll test it out for this batch, and then the next one, I will know better what I'm doing. It says to bake these for 13 to 16 minutes, so I'm gonna pop them in for that, check on them, and while they are cooking, I'm gonna whip up another like 2 batches, so I'm gonna double what I just made. In the meantime, I'm gonna go see if Curtis wants to try some cookie dough because he probably can never eat cookie dough since it usually has eggs in it, so. Yum. Babe? He's so cute. He like giggled when I brought it to him because he's still in my bed and because he's never been able to have cookie dough. That's crazy. He was like, it's a little mushy, but it is. It's cookie dough. Yay. All right, let's see how they turned out. It's only been 13 minutes now, so let me check. All right, here they are. I feel like these jam-filled ones here, the lighting here is terrible. You can't tell what they look like. They look better than they do on the camera, but these jam-filled ones do not look like when my grandma fills cookies with jam. These look a little messy, so I don't know about those. I'm gonna taste them before I do the other ones because these now have to cool for like 10 minutes on here before I move them off, and then I will make the next batches, so we'll keep updating. Okay, so I take back the shit I was talking on how the jelly ones look because these are the best ones. They're so good. All right, I'm gonna make some more. Try these. By the way, don't forget to stick the chocolate chips in while the cookies are still like super fresh out of the oven, like I did in the first batch. I think that I'm gonna throw some in with some of these pecan ones too. Little like mixture. All ready to go. I feel like I look like very much mom vibes today, and I don't know how I feel about it, but Curtis really likes it. So we're just gonna go with it. I'm going to the cookie exchange now, so maybe I will bring you guys there. Maybe not. We're gonna be doing a little like brunch situation also. So I'm bringing champagne and orange juice for mimosas. And then I'm gonna do some baked brie, which I wanted to just share with you guys in case I don't get to record over there. Put it in the oven at 350 for like 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes probably. And drizzle honey over it before you put it in. And then you can eat it with crackers and jam. So, so good. But yeah, that's all. Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da 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 da, oh oh, da 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 da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased, but this is my